Hey guys, today I am back to talk about hair. The last couple months, I have completely taken a break from heat styling my hair, and I set it as a personal goal to get my natural curl pattern back and to just really full force embrace my curly hair. I was someone that as a kid, I obviously had curly hair and I had a really rough time with it. I just didn't know how to style it. People were always telling me that I had a lion's mane, that I had troll doll hair. I mean, it was not a cute time for me at all. And because of that, once I learned to style my hair with heat, I really never fully embraced my curly hair again. And then that all changed this summer when I wasn't going out and I just didn't feel like heat styling my hair anymore. So when I started this kind of whole journey at the beginning of the summer, I did a lot of research. I tested out a ton of different methods that I saw people talk about online, and I thought that I would share it with you guys because if any of you have curly hair out there and you have had an experience like me where you kind of ended up not having the best relationship with your curly hair, maybe some of the tips and tricks that I talk about in this video will help you out. So in this video, I am going to show you guys how I style this curly hair mane, the tips that I've learned along the way and things that I picked up from different people, and then just generally what I've learned about having curly hair. So when it comes to styling my hair, it all starts in the shower, obviously, and that comes with shampooing and conditioning my hair. So with my shampoo, I like the DevaCurl No Poo Original Zero Lather Conditioning Cleanser. This is an easy cleanser that's gentle on your hair. I use it every day when I'm washing my hair, and I do it when I first get in the shower and then immediately rinse it out. I don't let shampoo sit in my hair for very long, and I keep it up at the root level. I don't really rub shampoo into the ends of my hair just because I don't need it. Then I will follow up immediately with the DevaCurl One Condition Original Daily Cream Conditioner. This is a great conditioner for curly hair. I will run it mainly through the ends of my hair to the mid-length of my hair, and then I will run whatever's extra into my roots. Not very much conditioner because you don't want to weigh your roots down. And then after I've applied it to my hair, I let it sit throughout the rest of my shower. And then just before I rinse it out, I will run my fingers through in a claw motion to lightly detangle the hair, and then I will rinse it out. The next step in my curly hair routine is to dry my hair. I specifically use a microfiber towel. When you dry curly hair, there's a very good chance of it getting frizzy the moment that you step out of the shower, and every point until basically your hair is dry, you've got to take all the steps to prevent frizz. So the way that I use the towel is I will start scrunching from the ends of my hair up and just scrunching within the towel and lightly squeezing. I'll also sometimes flip my head over and do the same thing upside down. And what this does is not only takes the water out of your hair and doing it gently so you're not promoting frizz, but you're also going to be incorporating your curl pattern from the moment that you step out of the shower. So that scrunching motion is allowing your hair to naturally reform that curl pattern. So once my hair is now just towel dried, I go into my products and I try to do this right away. So the first product that I use is a leave-in conditioner. And to me, leave-in conditioners are oddly a very difficult product to find on the market. And the one that I have been really liking lately, I love the smell. I just love how it feels on my hair and everything about it, and it's actually designed for curly hair, I believe, is the Moroccan Oil Hydrating Styling Cream. This is a hydration leave-in conditioner. It's not called a leave-in conditioner, but it is a hydrating cream. So I apply a small amount of this into the palm of my hand and then finger comb it through my hair and just slightly pressing my two palms together to work the product into my hair without dragging the curl down. Leave-in conditioner is super important for curly hair because, again, curly hair tends to frizz really easily, and one of the ways to combat that is to keep moisture in the hair. Curly hair also tends to get a little bit drier, and you really need to add as much moisture into it as possible to prevent it from frizzing. That's also why the next product that I use is really important. So I started using cream products in my curly hair about 5 years ago, and I really haven't stopped since then. As a kid, I learned only to use gel on my hair, and that just wasn't enough moisture for me. So the next product that I always recommend using is a curl defining cream. And the reason why I like cream products in addition to gel products is because they just add the extra little bit of moisture to your hair, and they also help reduce frizz in a way that I don't think gel alone can. So the one that I like is the DevaCurl Super Cream Coconut Curl Styler. They have it in a coconut formula and a non-coconut formula. I just like the smell of the coconut one, so that's what I use. So once I've gotten to the cream formula stage, I tend to do something a little bit different with my hair that I don't see a lot of people talk about. I had a hairstylist a couple years ago who had the most gorgeous curly hair, and she asked me why I never wear my hair curly, and I told her I didn't find that products really worked for my hair. And she said that one of the things that people with curly hair don't realize is how much product they have to use. You can't be afraid of the amount of product you're going to use. And by a lot of product, what she meant was you have to pay proper attention to every section of your hair and make sure that you're spreading that product evenly. So the way that I do that is I actually divide my hair down my center part, and I'll have two big sections of hair, one on each half of my head. I then work with just the top section and just the bottom section, so I have 4 sections in total, and I work product into each of those sections individually. And what this ensures is that the base of your hair, this hair that sometimes is very hard to curl, has the product that's going to enhance the curl pattern. And then I have the section on the top of your head that might get more frizzy, and I'm applying product there to deflate the frizz problem. So the way that I apply this again is just combing it through my hair and lightly patting the product into the hair to reduce the amount that I'm tugging on my hair, that I'm loosening out that curl pattern, and then at the end of doing every single section of my hair and applying that product to each individual section, I will go ahead and scrunch my entire head, working in those sections, working as a whole, flipping my hair over, doing all of that. And it's a repetitive process, but it does really make a difference to ensuring that your curl pattern is even throughout your whole head. Then, the final product that I use, which I think every curly haired girl knows, is that you need some curling gel. I am not completely sold on this gel, to be honest, but I do like most of the line and I have no faults against this gel, but I'm not tied to it. So if you guys have a better gel out there, let me know. But this is the DevaCurl Ultra Defining Gel, Strong Hold No Crunch Styler, and this is what it looks like. This is a clear gel, and again, I section my hair down the middle. I apply it to the 4 parts, and I comb and scrunch and comb and scrunch. With the gel, it's important that I get the gel on every part of my hair, from the root to the tip, but I'm also scrunching it like crazy at this point because this is the last time that I'm going to really be enforcing that curl pattern. Scrunching is very important, but you don't want to scrunch too aggressively, you don't want to scrunch too gently, you just really want to keep pushing it towards the root, flipping your hair over, pushing it towards the root, making sure that you're scrunching every section of your hair. And if you see parts that aren't scrunched at the end of this, parts that like strands of curl clumps that are kind of straighter, you want to pay attention to those and just scrunch them up towards your roots. Now, you could just walk around with wet hair like this, but personally I find that if I do that, my hair will start to frizz. So I have found that the perfect way to combat frizz for the final part of the drying process is to use, they're called Turby twists. But you cannot leave your hair in here for too long. I leave my hair in here for about 1 to 2 hours, and the way that I check if it's ready is I will, in the back of the Turby, I will slide my hands up there with my fingers spread out to not like kind of disrupt anything too much, and feel to see if it is just still a little bit wet but not soaking wet. Once it is about like 80% of the way dry or 70% of the way dry, I will take it out of the Turby, I will scrunch my hair gently one last time, and then I will let it air dry until it is fully dry. And that is what I did today, and this is what my hair looks like. first tip is that you have to do this hair routine in the morning. And I used to be a firm believer that it was the other way around, because I found that if I slept on my hair curly, that it really reduced frizz, which it does, but it also destroys my curl pattern personally. It just will deflate the curls far too much, and I'll end up with more of like brushed out curls rather than like true curly Sue curls. The second tip to curly hair is to get a haircut where you know that the person knows how to work with curly hair. My hair is not a great example of this right now because I've gone through 3 quarantine cuts where I have trimmed my hair on my own, so I definitely don't know exactly how to cut your hair for curly hair. But if you are someone who's really interested, there are stylists out there that you can find who specialize in curly hair. They will dry cut your hair to make sure that each curl lays perfectly for the natural curl pattern that you have. The next tip is to not use products with parabens and sulfates in them. That's like the #1 rule in the curly hair world. I don't know the entire science behind it, but I know that it does weigh down your hair and it just adds ingredients that is not great for curly hair. I don't know all that much about it, but it's something that I try to keep an eye out for, especially now that I'm shopping for hair products. The next tip is to try and reduce heat styling as much as possible. The way that I had been styling my curly hair for years prior was to do my hair curly and then to touch up pieces with a curling wand. And I could still do that, and I see why I did that for so long, because I was sleeping on my hair and disrupting the curl pattern, so it's great. I mean, people with straight hair do still use flat irons, so it makes sense that someone with curly hair would still need to use a curling iron from time to time. But you can really avoid heat products, and the more that you avoid heat products, the better that your curly hair will be on a daily basis and won't need the supplement of any kind of heat products. Okay, so now for the things that I've learned. One of the ways that I've really learned to love my curly hair is, one, to find ways to style it. So there are days when I just want to wear my hair down, but I also found that if I put my hair up into a ponytail, I just think it looks great like that, and I don't wear my hair in a ponytail all that often otherwise. But curly hair in a ponytail, man, it just is so voluminous and beautiful. And then the other way that I really like to style my hair is actually to do a half up, half down, which a lot of girls do to try and reduce volume, but I will do it in, let's show you, in a little pony like this with a big fat scrunchie. And I actually do it so that way it creates more volume, because I just think that looks really cute. It keeps the hair out of your face and it still gives you that full, luscious, curly hair look. Another thing that I've learned with curly hair is that a lot of it is just embracing your natural curls and curl pattern and getting inspiration from people that you actually love their hair curly and you know that they actually have curly hair in real life. So, for example, it really bugged me when people would be like, oh, I love the curly hair in Mamma Mia, because the girls in Mamma Mia had really artificial curls. I mean, if you look at videos of behind the scenes, they were styled with heat wands and none of them really had curly hair to begin with. And that's totally fine if that's like your ideal curl. Maybe you can get it, maybe you want to supplement some heat tools in there, and that's totally great. But there's so many amazing curly hair icons, and you need to look at those images and just get inspired, see what they're doing, see what their haircut looks like, see like where they're building volume, how they're styling their curly hair, because those are the people that you can learn things from, rather than places where you've seen curly hair that's like really artificially styled. Another thing that I've learned is that there are going to be times where I can't style my hair right away, and that's fine, and curly hair is still going to be a little bit harder to manage, like at the end of a beach day or after a pool day. So one of the things that I have recently bought and that I'm really liking are these microfiber scrunchies. Now, they're not going to dry your hair perfectly. They will probably ruin your curl pattern for the rest of the night, but they're a really great way to throw your hair up into a ponytail or a bun after a pool day and have your hair dry and have your hair be out of your face and look pretty cute while you're doing it. And then at the end of the night, you can go back and wash your hair and style it and all of that. But if you're gonna be around people and you want your hair up and it's getting frizzy and it's wet and you were just enjoying life, then get a big scrunchie like this, and little accessories like this, which are cute and practical, are going to be really helpful. And the last thing I learned is that you don't have to fuss with your hair too much when it's curly. One thing that I used to stress about was just that certain pieces looked a little bit flatter, certain pieces were curlier. I like the bottom of my hair but not the top. And the more that you train your hair to stay curly and to maintain this curl pattern, the better that it's going to look. So if you kind of deal with it for the first 2 days, you'll really have an easier time with it by like the 5th and 6th day. The other thing that I've learned is that you really shouldn't detangle your hair too often. I will try to go a couple of days without thoroughly combing out my hair, and when I do it, I do try to do it in the shower with a wide tooth comb while I have my conditioner in. But generally you don't want to brush out your hair too much, because again, you're just going to disrupt the curl pattern. Another thing that I've learned is to always try to apply your hair product with a giant claw of your hand, like forming it like this and brushing through your hair with that kind of cupped clawing motion, rather than really like scrubbing your hair or rubbing it in like that. You want to push and you want to claw and comb, and then you want to scrunch. And using that gentler motion and distribution method will be gentler on your hair and help those curls form and not frizz up. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope that you guys liked it and maybe you learned something about styling your hair curly. If you did like it, please, please, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. And if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my floating face here or click on one of my other videos to watch those next.